Hi there, my name's Jason LaChance, and this is project number 3 from 3230, Evaluations of Learning. Applied one of the CATs from Classroom Assessment Techniques from Thomas A. Angelo and K. Patricia Cross, a handbook for college teachers. I chose assessment number, or a CAT as they're so called, number 47, which is Group Work Evaluation. It's a simple questionnaire or form that improves or provides feedback that informs and improves group collaborative settings. So it's a way of providing for both the learner and the teacher a sense of what works and what doesn't. And it's best that it's given to students at the beginning of the work group process, so that because it's informative and it is meant to improve upon that group project. A collaborative group project would be that there's a group of students that all have one goal and they must create one thing, and in order to create that thing they have to work together to create it. So it's also best for classes that are in small groups working on projects quite regularly. Why did I choose this evaluation form? Well, I actually chose to use it on the last day of the group project that my students had been working on. And the reason that I did choose this is because our students are cohorts. They work together in the same cohort with the same group of 18 students for 2 years. And they had a group project where they had 1 week to write a script, create a storyboard, produce, film it, and edit out a short 60-second commercial. I wanted to get this in before the next cohort comes in so that I could get some useful information and also help the students for them moving forward, because they'll be put into these groups together again and again and again over the next 2 years. They're halfway through the first year. What are the advantages and disadvantages? It is a great way for you to profit from early detection of conflict within the group. It gives feedback to both the learners and the instructor about what works and what doesn't. It also can be done anywhere that the learners meet. So wherever they're meeting, they can complete this quick evaluation form. It's meant to be really short, no more than 5 questions. Some of the cons for this, although few, students might think that conflict is easily fixed because some negative students will write down answers that could sabotage this process, so answers that just don't relate. And then some students that don't like the idea of process will resent this and not fill out the questions properly as well. That being said, how did I use it? So what I did is I wanted this to be, it should be anonymous, or I used it as it doesn't have to be anonymous, but I wanted to make it anonymous. So what I did is I created 5 questions and converted it into a PDF form so that they could fill out on their computers. And then I had the students fill it out, print it from the classroom printer, and place it on my desk. And at the top, it had them put their team number at the top and then the number of team members. What I did is on the last day, I gave them the first part of an hour or so in the morning to get their videos ready. And then when they were ready to go, I had them fill out this form, print, and then when they were finished, bring it to my desk. And then once they were all done, then we proceeded to have what we call the popcorn party, where we watch all the videos. And during that time, I was able to take all the questionnaires and put them into their different groups, so the 5 different groups. And I was able to go through and circle some key words that I saw come up multiple times for the feedback when we would finish. So we watch the videos, I do that, and then at the end what I do is I got them to go back into their groups, and then I gave them all, because there's only one of me and there's 5 groups, so I gave them all a piece of paper, and I asked them to answer these same questions together as a group, not so much the first one, but The last three questions, which were kind of important, like were there any challenges that faced as your group, and how did you resolve them? So I had them answer them as a group. Those the last three questions, and put it here so that by the time I got there, they had written down their answers as a group for that. And then I talked about certain things that I wanted to talk about and I bring up, and I went from group to group to group. I've noticed in more than one group that they said that they were lacking in story building techniques, or how to create a story. Complete sense. So I'm really glad that I did this, because I have another cohort coming for video 1 in 2 months, so I will incorporate some storytelling techniques for that class beyond what I normally teach. Forms, and I addressed the whole class with a few important ones that I thought were worth mentioning to the whole group, so that in case students where their groups worked really well together were able to see what possibly could go wrong in a group, so that everybody was aware of the possibilities of this being an issue or that being an issue. Use it going forward. Like I said, I'll use this kind of basic one again for my next cohort to see if I get the same answers. And then for the ones after that, I will fine tune the questions so that I make them more feedback driven for the students to better their group collaborative process. Thank you very much. Have a good day.